allegiance.
Hold this up.
She's going to hold that up. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. That is really strange. We lost both of them. Somebody probably borrowed them. I just forgot to bring them back. Okay, roll call, please.
Mayor Sheets,
Present.
Greg Miller,
Present.
Jim Skinner,
Present.
Okay, we have minutes from the March 24th, 2025 and April 14th, 2025 regular meetings.
I'll make a motion that we approve the minutes from March 24 regular meeting and April 14th, 2025 regular meeting.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Sheets,
Aye.
Greg Miller,
Aye.
Jim Skinner,
Aye.
Okay, next we have the claims that Carol's presented to us from the clerk treasurer's office.
I'd like to make a motion that we approve the claims as presented.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Sheets,
Aye.
Greg Miller,
Aye.
Jim Skinner.
Aye.
Okay, those are approved as well. Was there any public comments? Did we have anything out there? Okay, thank you. Okay, department reports. Chief Shoemaker. Hi.
Morning or afternoon, evening. I think there's two resolutions. I don't know which one's first. We had
Mulberry.
a request from Mulberry, Town of Mulberry Police Department, reached out to the mayor, and then I got involved and worked with them and came up with a list of items that are still in the basement of the old building. That to me, it's trash. I think the fire department, it's been 2 years since we've all gotten what we need out of there, so I'd ask that you would allow me to release that property. There's a few fitness pieces and a TV that's still there. I'd ask that you approve that and allow me to release that to the Mulberry Town Marshal.
Okay, and that's resolution number 25-02, a resolution authorizing disposal of property to the town of Mulberry.
Okay, I'll make a motion that we approve resolution 25-02, a resolution authorizing disposal of property to the town of Mulberry.
I will second that motion.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Sheets,
Aye.
Greg Miller,
Aye.
Jim Skinner.
Aye.
Okay, resolution number 25-02 is approved.
All right, thank you. And the second resolution, 2503, is to last year we had started just prior to the auction, working with Healthy Communities of Clinton County to donate some abandoned bicycles to them, and then they're able to use those bicycles for We Care or 180. In this case, they have a need for 2 bicycles. That would probably amount to $5-10 at the city auction. I'd ask that you would allow me to donate those 2 bicycles to Healthy Communities for them to use for those in recovery.
I'll make a motion that we approve resolution 25-03, a resolution authorizing disposal of bicycles to Healthy Communities of Clinton County Coalition. Together, those bicycles have a combined value of $40.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Sheets,
Aye.
Greg Miller,
Aye.
Jim Skinner.
Aye.
Okay, resolution number 25-03 is passed.
All right, thank you for that. And also just the update on the concrete. J.R. Kelly's been putting concrete. I don't know if you've been by to see some of the work. Just to remind the public that this is at no cost to the city. We're not updating anything to the building. They're just repairing the quality. I think the concrete mix that was applied in winter of 2020, I don't even, when did we move in there? 23 is when we moved in. So 22, the concrete was laid. It did not set properly, and they're fixing that issue.
I appreciate them taking care of that too, because it definitely needed to be
Yeah.
fixed. It did not look good.
All right. Any questions?
Anything? Nope.
All right, thank
Okay,
you.
thank you.
Thank you, Chief.
Okay, building services. This is the approval of an alley cut. Is that you, Don?
Yes, ma'am. Good evening, everybody.
Evening.
On the corner, Mrs. Roberts is here tonight too. They're putting in a dog grooming facility in their garage, all permittable. And they want to take their electricity that's across the alley in the air and put it underground to the building. And to do that, they'll have to cut through an alley to do that. And so the question was asked, who gives permission to cut through the alley? And so I'm here before the Board of Works to find out, is it you who grant that, or is it Mr. Bryan from the Street Department that grants that?
Well, it would be the Board of Works, but with Brian's approval as well. So Brian would be the one that would supervise and ensure that the alley was put back in place the way that it was intended, but the Board of Works would be the authority to allow that to happen.
Thank you very much. So the Roberts are here to see if they could get an alley cut to put their electricity in for their home occupancy.
Okay. Do you have any questions for Don or
I think,
Robert?
and that's pretty much normally more underground utilities like that is something that's,
Always better,
Yeah.
and it's not stretching across the alley, so
Less maintenance
maybe then
in the
it
long run.
bothered Brian's trucks or whatever goes on in the alley, so I think it's always a good thing when they can go underground.
You okay with that?
Okay.
I'll make,
Motion?
I'll make a motion that we give the approval at 656 North Columbia Street for an alley cut with the approval of the street commissioner.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Greg Miller.
Aye.
Jim Skinner.
Aye.
Okay.
Thank you very
Approval
much.
is granted. You're good to go. Thank you. Did you have anything, Rob? Nothing tonight? Okay. Parks Department. We have an approval for the 4th of July Festival and I think a couple other things, correct?
Yeah. So the only thing I have for you guys this evening is the rehoming of the animals of the list that was presented to you guys.
Okay, I think we also, why don't we do that as well? We have the resolution, probably should do that first.
Yeah, we can talk about that.
Okay.
So the resolution for the rehoming of animals, this is so that we can comply with the State Board of Accounts, because they are technically an asset of the city. So in order to dispose of that asset, we would have to have this resolution to provide that they aren't of any significant financial value, and that would allow us to give them away as needed. And then there are also USDA regulations that I've provided. That is the information on rehoming animals. Those are the USDA regulations that are required to be followed when doing so. So when I say that they're not of value and we can give them away to whomever, I mean for the State Board of Accounts, for the USDA, we have to follow all of those regulations as well. So it's not just a super simple process, but there's multiple pieces that we have to have in place in order to do that.
And you did see the resolution and the attachment, the information on it. So, and you're good with that? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Could I have a motion then for the resolution 25-04, a resolution regarding the rehoming of animals?
Just a question for Alicia. Is there any information that will have to be when each individual animal is rehomed? Is there like this sheet to be sure that they qualify for this? Is there anything that needs to be followed up on or signed or?
There are, not for the State Board of Accounts, to my knowledge. We, through the USDA process, there is a form for every single animal that's rehomed that has to be filled out, and that needs to be kept by the Parks Department. And they have a copy of that form. We double-checked with the USDA what that was going to look like. So as long as they're complying with the rules that I presented on the other sheet, and we've got this resolution for the State Board of Accounts, and they make sure they fill out that form, we should be in compliance.
Okay. Okay.
And you're okay with the asset receipts?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, they have submitted the ones that correspond to this list.
Okay. Okay.
You guys are okay with this? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll make a motion that we approve resolution number 25-04, a resolution regarding the rehoming of animals.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Greg Miller.
Aye.
Jim Skinner.
Aye.
Okay, that's taken care of. Now, if you want to present the list that you would like for us to approve tonight to rehome, as they rehome those, they're going to bring them before the Board of Works, and then we will approve those if we're okay with that. So,
So go down through the list? Or do you just,
They have the list in front
We
of
have the
them,
list,
so I
so-
think you can just refer
Yeah.
to the
refer
list
to-
as
yeah,
submitted.
That was
Yes.
submitted to you guys?
Yes.
yes, yes. So these are in the process of being rehomed
Yes.
right now.
Correct.
They are requested by someone, they want them. Okay,
Some of them already have been, actually.
Okay.
But just, there's some on there where that's, you'll see beside them, the possibly, so.
okay.
So when we make our motions and some of them have been rehomed, we'll just want to ratify and approve the list. So that way we cover both the animals that have been rehomed and the ones that will be rehomed.
Okay. Do you have a motion?
Yeah, I make a motion, Mayor, that we, the animals that are going to be rehomed on this list, some of them already have been, and these will be, and following the USDA protocol.
I'll second the motion.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Greg Miller.
Aye.
Jim Skinner.
Aye.
Okay, thank you. And then as that happens, you can bring them to the next
Bring-
meeting.
okay.
But if you have any questions in the meantime, feel free to get a hold of the Board of Works and
Okay.
let us know.
Hello.
Well, hi, how are you?
Good. I have a couple things before the 4th of July stuff.
Oh, okay.
So I'm asking approval to waive the fees for Prairie Creek for Ed Niehaus for his retirement party on May 9th.
Okay. It's the event center, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, and they want the fee waived.
I'll make a motion, we waive the fee for the Ed Niehaus retirement celebration for a man that has put over 40 years in the community schools of Frankfort. And job well done.
Absolutely.
I'll second the motion.
Okay, roll call, please.
Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Greg Miller.
Aye.
Jim Skinner.
Aye.
Okay, you have approval.
Thank you. And the next thing is I'm asking approval for the movies for the movie night series at Prairie Creek. Do you want like each movie and the price and then the total?
Let me see,
I
know
did
it's-
hand it out.
I know it's in here.
Is it the one that says Swank?
It's the Swank one.
Oh, this one?
Yes.
Would it be okay to approve all of them? you think?
Yeah, you can just approve the Swank invoice if that's what you want to do, because that has all of the movies and the dates and the prices on it, so.
I'll make a motion that we approve the invoice from Swank concerning the 4 movies to be used on the date 6/11/25, 7/9/25, 8/13/25, and 9/17/25 as presented.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Greg Miller.
Aye.
Jim Skinner.
Aye.
Okay, you have approval for those.
Awesome, thank you. And then the next thing is for, we're holding the 4th of July festival on the 4th. And this is for, the musical group Mike Milligan and Steam Shovel. I'm asking approval for their performance.
Okay.
Sorry.
On the 4th of July,
On the
between
4th
the
of July.
hours of 7:30 and 9.
Yep, 7:30 and 9.
Okay, $1,500, and you have
Mm-hmm.
the money in that
Yes.
fund. Okay.
I'll make a motion that we approve the Mike Milligan and Steam Shovel act at the TPA Park from 7:30 to 9 on the 4th of July.
And I'll second the motion.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Greg Miller.
Aye.
Jim Skinner.
Aye.
Okay, you have approval for that.
Thank you. And then one last thing is I'm asking approval for the Big Bounce Company. They will be at the 4th of July festival, bringing the slide, big bounce, playground, obstacle, and rollerball game. Their total was 1,900, and they will have their staff there to run all of those.
Oh, okay, good.
I'll make a motion that we approve the agreement with Big Bounce Company, LLC, for the services on July the 4th for the sum of $1,900.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Greg Miller.
Aye.
Jim Skinner.
Aye.
Okay, you have
That's it.
approval for that as well.
Thank you.
Did you
Thank
need to
you.
do the 4th of July festival itself?
Do I need to do the 4th of July festival?
You had mentioned in your
I
email
did.
that.
I thought about changing the times, but I'm not going to do it this year.
Okay, then you're
so-
good.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Next, we have the attorney. What do you have for us, Alicia?
A couple of things. We already took care of some of them. The first one is regarding the Community Crossings Grant. We reached out to NDOT. One of the bids was, it didn't meet the specifications provided in the scope of work. And so we reached out to NDOT. NDOT told us that the projects need to be completed in their entirety if they're awarded, or else we would have to return all of the funds for those projects. As such, since that did not meet the requirements of the scope of work, it's not in substantial conformance with the conditions, completion, or delivery requirements and specifications detailed in the invitation to bid, and therefore it's a non-responsive bid. Pursuant to Indiana Code, we are required to award the contract to the lowest responsible and responsive bidder. And a responsive bidder, again, is one that is in substantial conformance with the conditions, completion, or delivery requirements and specifications detailed in the invitation for bid. And so I drafted a resolution just so we had everything clearly in writing. But basically, I'm asking approval of that resolution to declare that bid non-responsive, and that would be why we don't accept that bid.
I believe, is that the one right there, 25, resolution
2505.
05?
I'll make the motion that we pass resolution 2505, a resolution declaring bid non-responsive.
I'll second the motion.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Greg Miller.
Aye.
Jim Skinner.
Aye.
Okay, resolution number 25-05 is approved.
And then the next thing that you need to do is approve a CCMG paving bid based on the fact that that bid was non-responsive. The recommendation after Brian and I took a look at all of the bids is to go with the bid from Milestone Contractors because that was the lowest responsive and responsible bid.
I'll make a motion that we accept the construction contract 2025 Community Crossing Road Paving Project between the City of Frankfort and Milestone.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Greg Miller.
Aye.
Jim Skinner.
Aye.
Okay, we accepted the bid from Milestone Contractors for, make sure I have this right, $627,342.50.
I believe that's correct.
Okay,
And then the last thing I've got is the actual contract, which I have drafted, that includes all of the projects and the price with Milestone. That needs to be completed by the city by April 30th. So I would ask that you approve that contract as well.
I'll make a motion that we accept the contract, 2025 Community Crossing Road Paving Project as presented this evening for the streets as provided in the Section 1 scope of work.
Second.
roll call, please.
Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Greg Miller.
Aye.
Jim Skinner.
Aye.
Okay, that's been approved, and then Brian, you'll get with Milestone. I
Yes,
believe they have to sign, right?
they
Yes,
do.
they do.
Yes.
And we all have to sign as
Yeah,
well, so make sure you sign.
We'll sign this tonight and hand it off
We
to Brian.
also have to sign the second page of the Form 96 to accept the bid as well, and that's a requirement for the grant.
Okay.
So I've got that here as well. And then the next thing I have, Dawn gave me a contract for iWork service agreement, and I reviewed that. That is, you want me to talk about that, Dawn? Yes? Okay. That is software for our planning department. It allows us to do permitting. It allows us to do our all of that good stuff. And so I reviewed that contract. This would be a contract that would be split 50-50 with the county. The Area Plan Commission would also use the same software provider, so that would give us a more cost-effective method. And I had no issue with the contract.
So a little history of how this all works out. Both organizations, the city, us, the building inspector's office, and county work together to use City Force, and we split that cost. So it would be affordable for both groups. You're looking at, I get things on a regular basis every day, and you're looking at, if we had to do our own, it's anywhere from $12,000 to $20,000 to have this program, and we're going to get it for about $5,000. Now there is some data information that's not been added to it yet, so maybe another $1,000 that gets added onto it. We have it in our contract services. For the last 2 years, we've not been billed at all. For some reason, we have been removed from the billing list. And now then, the City Force program has been purchased by this group, and they're eliminating it. And basically for us and Area Plan, they're taking our City Work program and they're developing their stuff into it, so that we really don't have to do a lot of changing. We just have to update our program and kind of get it into what their process is. It'll make life a little bit easier for us, as far as being able to get letters out for like the Plan Commission and the BZA. It'll make it easier for us to find the people that need to get those letters. It's just an updating process that we are and solely need, and we do have the money in our contract services to take care of this.
Okay, and we're splitting that $10,997.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right. So I think we're like a little over $5,300 or something like that to do our part. Now then, there's going to be some data that's added to it that we don't know yet, because they have to get in to find out how much data we use. But we don't think that will be an extreme amount, and we should still be able to cover it through our contract services.
Okay. Thank you.
Don, do we use, just reading through what comes with this program, it looks like your office, the building inspector's office, also lists code enforcement on here. Are those all programs that we use now, or have the capability of using? Do you know?
Well, I think we have the capability of using that. We also have the capability to where I think that if you as a group want to tap in to see what the permits are doing, I think that you will have the ability to do that also.
It looks as though inspection routing, there's also plan review, contractor status updates, those kind of things, that's information could be fed into here.
That's right.
Is that something you're using?
It would really help the girls out, because when I do an inspection at the moment and I sync it into City Force, we still have to manually send everything everywhere, like to the light plant for electric hookup. This will automatically do that. As soon as I approve it, it goes to the girls and it goes to the light plant. It goes everywhere it needs to go, and it will be done at the moment.
And then you have access, access. Scott, it also lists code enforcement. Is that something code enforcement can use or utilize for that?
I'd have to look at it. I never heard of it.
Okay.
I don't think they do.
I don't know if they used it when they were out of our office or not.
I don't know.
I'll make a motion that we approve the contract with iWork service agreement to be split 50-50 with Clinton County.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Greg Miller.
Aye.
Jim Skinner.
Aye.
Okay, that contract is approved.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I have one more thing.
Okay.
Last thing I've got, Brian gave me the auction contract between the City of Frankfort and Rick Gates, and I am just seeking approval of that. I reviewed the contract and I didn't have any issues with it. That is taking place on
June
Saturday,
14th.
June 14th at 10 a.m.
And we did discuss this the other day in the department head meeting, wasn't it? Well, I was thinking, yeah. And everybody is supposed to get their items to the street department, so then Rick can come out there, take pictures, and be ready for the auction. According to this contract, as you can see, he gets 25% commission off of that, so.
I'll make a motion that we accept the contract with Rick Gates for the personal property auction that's going to occur on Saturday, June 14th, 2025, for the city of Frankfurt.
And I will second the motion.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Greg Miller.
Aye.
Jim Skinner.
Aye.
Okay. Thank you, Brian, for hosting that auction and letting us bring things out early. Okay, I don't know, do we have anything else? I don't, but,
Is there any good news from the fire chief back there that
oh, yeah,
you have to share with us? Yeah.
Yeah, we're only taking good news today.
You need the cops and
Yeah, very good. Thanks for recognizing that.
I was going to ask approval for them to give us an escort, that way we could have it ready. I think they want to know if they're building a fire station. No word on the fire station.
Hey, I did talk to Jonathan the other day, yes, at my luncheon, and he was supposed to go back and talk with someone. I told him, I want to get this groundbreaking set, so hopefully soon. I think we're to the point we're ready for that, right?
We are.
Yep, that's what I thought. Everything's been approved.
There was a little bit of delay through the area plan commission and getting that all ironed out, and so that has been resolved as far as I'm aware. So that was the kind of final piece, I believe, that was waiting, and that has been resolved. So we should be good anytime, but, you know.
We'll see. Okay.
Did you want that resolution for an escort then?
You're going to have to work with it.
It'd be very specific, for sure.
Okay, does anybody have anything else?
I do not.
Okay, I'll take the motion.
I'll make the motion, we adjourn.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, everyone, for being